Guys, welcome back to Learn Golf with Cassie. Today's video is going to be an interview style video. We're going to be talking about my first AJGA competition experience and, well, my first competition in 2 years as well. So let's get into it.
Okay, so this is Coach Dad behind the camera. I'm going to be asking Cassie the questions. So first of all, Cassie, what exactly is the AJGA competition for the people that don't know?
It stands for American Junior Golf Association, and it's basically an American-led competition. It happens all over America, and it helps kids, young kids, to get into kind of NCAA schools or whatever, and go on to become professionals.
Okay, and so how did you get into this competition?
Everyone in this competition was fully exempt, so nobody had to do a qualifying match, but I got in through connections. We know Mr. Lin, and he helped us. He knows CT Pan, who was hosting the event, personally, and therefore we managed to get a spot.
What did you learn about your game in comparison to the other girls and boys at the event?
I learned that mine's a lot less consistent, and yeah, like from any distance they're putting it on the green and they're aiming for par. For me, par is like yay. But yeah, they're really good at distance control, and they have a stock shot and they'll hit it every single time from a particular distance. So yeah.
So you played actually with one of the girls who came fourth, and then she won an AJGA.
Yeah, there's been 2 AJGA competitions in Taiwan recently, and she just won the next one that they just played.
So thinking about her game, what was it that you think? I think she shot a 74 when she played with you. What was she doing that was markedly different, and what was she doing that you were basically the same?
They get it a lot closer on their kind of chips around the green. They want to get it this tight, and they'll make every putt from this distance. And that day I wasn't making many putts. I mean, the second day I made all my putts, which was good. I think I made 2-3 putts. So
I mean, it was obviously very apparent on, if you've watched the day one and the day two. The actual golf game was not much different. It was purely the putting, wasn't it?
But also, yeah, I mean, she drove it a bit further than I did, and it was obvious that she knew what she was doing. There was no kind of, I was stressed, I was nervous, I was trying to make this decision, that decision, but she knew what she was doing and she just went and did it. Everything was very businesslike. So, you know, I think it just comes with practice and being
I mean, she's played a lot of competitions.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
So, yeah, you had the nerves to get over.
All of the girls at the competition had played a lot of competitions.
And that was your first in 2 years?
Yeah, so it's not even, like, you can't compare it.
So, getting back to the putting, what do you think was the difference between day one and day two? Because there was about 13 shots less on day two just on the putting.
I was just tentative on day one. Day two I had a lot more kind of positive movement and just less afraid, and yeah.
Do you think it also, day two, you were generally putting the shots to a closer distance? On day one you were kind of just on the edge of greens and had some really long putts.
Yeah, I did leave myself a lot of tricky putts on the first day, that's for sure.
Okay, do you think that's just experience of the course, or just experience of playing?
Yeah, just like having played the day before, and also just being less nervous.
If we were to ask about your general game, putting aside, I mean, did you feel like you were in the ballpark with the girls you played against?
No. I don't think so.
Driving wise, were you miles shorter, or?
Maybe 20 to 30 yards shorter.
Of the top girl, yeah?
Yeah.
What about accuracy with the driver?
It was alright. I had a few kind of right shots, but I don't know what was going on with those. I mean, I think for the game, we discussed this, but a lot of my shots are higher than theirs, and they have a lower trajectory going straight at the green. Mine goes higher and stops short, so I had a lot of those kind of shots. I think that's also because I'm more of a field-based golfer. I mean, their shots are very mechanical. They get there and they know exactly what they're doing, like I said before.
Okay, cool. Would you want to play an AJGA competition again?
Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy not having the car, I think.
Not having Coach Dad jibber jabbering in your ear, was that useful?
No, I mean, yeah, of course, any competition you wouldn't be there, which was fun because I got to make my own decisions. But not having the car either. Yeah, literally just purely playing golf, that was really good. I liked that a lot.
There were tricky conditions. It was very windy, wasn't it?
The greens were horrible.
The greens were not in the best shape. I think that actually was probably the first time in my recollection you've played green complexes with so many runoffs and which have been so high. We did some work on your short wedges. What did we do before we started that competition?
Because they have really kind of tight lies. They didn't have much grass. They were very sandy fairways. We made sure that we kind of designed a higher shot to go into the green rather than the ones I usually play, which low and land rolls, because that would be death on all those greens.
Yeah.
So I played that shot quite a bit.
The higher one, yeah. You did pretty good. I mean, we only adapted your shot there specifically for that course.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you adapted pretty well. Okay, I'm going to take a few comments now. You take over from camera. Okay, so this is Coach Dad. Cassie, I didn't feel she was a mile away from the actual same shot qualities as the other girls. Swing-wise, she was swinging quite nicely. Really, it's about the amount of time that she has to practice around the short shots between, 80 and in, and the short chips. The girls she was playing with, they were chipping them to, 3 feet and then making 3-footers. Cassie was, 6-7 feet. So these are the things that we have talked about in our goals, and she's been making progress every year. Just time around the greens, playing those shots. We did have to, as Cassie said, build in an adapted shot to get those high lofted chips in there so they'd come in and stop because the greens were lightning. Cassie was right. I feel like the girls were playing a slightly more compressed ball, so we'll work on that in future videos, getting the compression and getting the trajectories a little bit lower. Cassie has a tendency a little bit to sort of like sometimes deliver the club face and too open, it just gets a little bit too high. And then of course putting is something that we need to continue working on. It was very clear that the difference of the putter between the 2 days was the difference of the scores. I think she shot 92 the second day, 104 the first day, and that was all related to the putting. She had 1 or 2 blowouts. Not 1 or 2 were her own, nervous shots, but other than that, I thought she played really quite solidly. And if she had a chance to play more competitions, which she's going to do in March, then I think she'll be able to get the scores down. The golf is not far away. It's just really, work. When you play a lot and you practice a lot around the greens, you manage to get the scores tighter. So lots of her bogeys would be pars, her doubles would be bogeys, and she would probably have no big blowouts, or a big blowout might be a double, or at worst a triple. And that's just the experience of being on the course. But generally speaking, I was extremely proud of Cassie. I think she did a hell of a good job, and we look forward to some more competitions in the future.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click the thumbs up button, subscribe. We just want to say a huge thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Finally made it. And yeah, thank you for all your support. Bye.